welcome to Sports Talks. What a spectacular game we had. The third test match between India and England, which was a pink ball test at Ahmedabad at the new stadium, Sri Narendra Modi Stadium, which was named on that morning. It was a spectacular game of cricket, which wrapped up within 2 days. Uh, and we had half capacity of the spectators in the stadium to witness this win by India. It all started with England winning the toss and electing to bat, and they started decently, where they lost their first two key wickets, that is the top order wickets, in a very quick time. Uh, the first wicket was Sibley, the second went was Bastrop. Both of them were knocked off by very spectacular bowling by Ishan Sharma, who was playing his 100th test, and he got the first wicket of Sibley. And then immediately after that, Bairstow was out by Akshar Patel. He was LBW on not. After that, there was a decent partnership was built between Root and Crawley. Crawley went on to make half century, but immediately after that he got out to Axar Patel. And then on there was not much of batting from England team. They all got wrapped up very quickly, and they were bundled up at 112. And Akshar Patel getting 6 wickets. That's the second fifer for him in his second test match at his home ground. And 3 wickets for Ashwin, who bowled really well, and a wicket for Ishan Sharma on his 100th test. Thereon, India came out to bat first, but they also struggled in the sense Shubham Gill got out very quickly and cheaply, where he went to play a short ball and got an edge of his bat, and he was caught. And then Rohit Sharma went on and played a brilliant half century and scored 66 runs. And thereon, Kohli and Rohit Sharma were actually playing good at that surface where it was giving a lot of help for the spinners. Jack Leach was bowling really well because of his left arm action and also the height which he has to release the ball, and it was helping him being a left-hander off spinner. And thereon, India also struggled to continue the pace and also lost their wickets. Where at the very end of the day, Kohli went to play a cut shot and got out, and got his he got bowled out before, like 4 balls before the end of the day. And then came Rane, and then they went not out for 3 wickets. And then thereafter, in the morning session, India were wrapped up very quickly by the England bowlers, especially Root taking fifer on this pitch with the pink ball. It was one of the surprising thing that happened. It seems that the pitch had something with regards to how it was playing with the ping ball. A lot of people say that the pitch was not good, but I feel it's not really the pitch. It was more to do with the kind of pink ball in itself is, because of the extra lackness which it has, and and having gripping that ball, it skids onto the surface, and the surface was helping to skid that ball quickly. And especially Akshar Patel has the pace, and that's the reason he was able to kind of get the get the ball skid so fast, and the batsman was being defeated and being LBW, or going and hitting the stumps. That's the reason the pitch was also playing some role, but it was all the skill of the spinners who were trying to take all the advantage that the surface was giving. That's the actual analysis I would like to put in over here is, it was not the curator who didn't prepare the pitch properly. Yeah, I know that there were a lot of the mud was coming out when the fast bowlers were bowling on the England side when India was having their first innings. uh, Initially the damping of the soil was happening, but yeah, those happen in India, and these are the pitches are there in India from long time, uh, from long time ago, and it's not for the first time India has kind of prepared these kind of pitches. I feel it is more of the skill of the batsman failed to apply, then it was the skill of the bowler who bowlers who were able to pick up the wickets. And due to the defensive technique which both the teams were not able to understand, was one odd ball spinning and one odd ball keeping straight. So it was more of having a better concentration and playing with their ability of better defensing was one of the key on this pitch. If somebody like Rohit Sharma was able to play, it seems it was really applying yourself and not really kind of defeating yourself to the spin that is going to happen, and then you were defending to the ball that was coming straight. So all in all, I feel, I know the test match got over in 2 days. Nobody would like to have a test match for just 2 days, because end of the day it seems like it was like a an ODI or a 2020 being played out over there. But it was more of when England won the toss and they didn't take the advantage of actually building a good score when Root and Crawley were playing. If they had carried out and would have put around another 100 runs or so, they in England could have been in a better position to win this test match. And taking that advantage of the toss being won on these kind of surfaces are very crucial. So all in all, I feel it's more of skill, the way bowlers applied their skills to take the advantage of the surface, and the batsman missing the trick of playing a better skill defending the ball when it's turning and when it's staying straight. And that is what most of the experts are saying, and also the teams in itself believe that they were not at their best on the batting side. So saying that all, that's the only thing I want to say, that on the pitch I don't think so the pitch was bad. If somebody says it was a dangerous pitch, when do you term dangerous? You only term dangerous when it's really impacting the player, a player being hit on his head, or he's being hit on his hand, legs, somewhere on the body, he's getting a lot of bruises and his life is under threat. Then only you call dangerous. But I don't think so it was a dangerous pitch. It was more of like it was turning, it was sometime turning, sorry, sometime it was turning, and most of the time most of the wickets that got fall or were prey of the spinners were the straight delivery, which was being skid by the ball on the surface with the pace of both Axar Patel, let it be Leach or let it be Ashwin. All these three spinners and plus Root, the kind of ability he put in and getting his best figures in test match on such a surface. I think so. It was more of they applied themselves and they were able to knock the batsmen out. So that's the whole thing I would say. Talking about Akshar Patel and Ashwin, Akshar Patel playing his only second test match. His first fifer came in the last match, and then again here it says that he's a genuine all-rounder, and also he has those different variation of the deliveries that are required on these kind of surfaces. He could have spun more, but he felt that the the ball he was trying to put, which was staying straight, was giving him a lot of wickets. He didn't had to put any more variations because his pace and his height in itself was helping him to drive the ball and kind of skid that ball in a pace that was defeating the batsman's bat. And and going and hitting either stump or on an LBW, right? And these were the things which I think so he played really well, and he took the advantage of making it a test match under his name. Coming to Ashwin, he's one of the experience. He's a legend of the game, and congratulations to him on his 400 wickets. He being the next modern cricketer in the off spinning department, with having all the different types of variations like carom ball and doosra and all of these things have helped him to be a bowler who could achieve this far after Anil Kumble, Harbhajan Singh, and Kapil Dev being the pace bowlers, right? Kapil Dev being the pace bowler, and the other two legends are the spinners. It's hats off. He has been the key over the last series against Australia, and also in this series against England. After the defeat in the first Test match against England, India has come up very well, and his role has been really key, making India win the second Test match and the third Test match by helping sharing those workloads. So yeah, it's all the legend. He's one of the great bowlers. Always enjoyed his bowling, and always want him to keep delivering over the next whatever number of years of cricket he plays for India in Test match. We would want him to go and break the record of Anil Kumble, but whatever he will achieve, and he will be remembered always a modern cricket spinner, and also having five hundreds in the test match against his name is one another achievement as an off spinner. So hats off to him, and congratulations on the 400s wickets. Coming to the kind of experience that England has brought into this series, I feel somewhere they are struggling in batting because of the experience. Playing in subcontinent versus playing in England are very different, where the ball is coming to the bat in England, having the green surfaces advantage and pace and all of that is a very different kind of surface where you play, versus you coming to subcontinent. It is where the ball stops, and you need to either reach to the ball or wait for the ball to come to you, and then you can play your shots. But that's the one of the key which I feel most of these players have kind of not able to apply it, other than Joe Root and somewhat Ben Stokes. Yeah, these are the only two key players I feel in the team who have been totally relied on to put up big scores. That is what happened, right, in the first Test match, because Joe Root made 200. That's the reason they reached around 500, and rest of them just contributing in very small numbers. Like the only big contributor was after Joe Root was I'm pretty sure it was just Ben Stokes out over there, but rest of them were just coming and playing and getting out, right? So saying all of that, I think they need to, because of their rotation policy. That's the reason you are seeing some of these inexperienced players. Crawley played really well, but he missed the trick of taking it and going and scoring big. um, I feel he could have done in this touch match, but it couldn't happen because of the straight ball that got hit him on his leg, and he got LBW out in the first innings. So saying that, I think so they have to think about the batting other than Joe Root. Then only they will be able to either draw the upcoming test match or win it. If they play as a batting unit, then just relying on Joe Root or Ben Stokes to take them home. That said, coming to, yeah, again the team selection for this third test match from England side, they missed the trick of adding one more spinner. I don't know why they came with three fast bowlers, three seamers in India. That is never gonna happen. That is never gonna happen until and unless you are playing in a very flat condition. Then then you can have three spinners. Sorry, you can have three pacers. But here, when India had three spinners, two pacers, with in which they had two all-rounders like Washington Sundar and Akshar Patel. Both of them were playing as all-rounders, and then Ashwin being the guy on the spinning side, and then Bumrah and Ishant playing his 100 Test match. So this was the combination which probably England should have also gone on the bowling side. I feel they missed the trick, or they could have added one extra batsman, which they didn't think. I think so. They missed the trick, and that's the reason they. I think so. This Test match was costed for them after winning the toss, right? After winning the toss, you want to be in the driving seat of the Test match, and take it to that far that you could win the Test match. And I feel somewhere the team selection was one of the key thing which they missed as a trick. What's going to happen in fourth Test match? That is the last Test match of the series, of the Test match series, three ODIs. So what is left for England in the last Test match is that they could either draw that or win it. And then I don't. I think so. They can still have an outside chance of being getting qualified in World Test Championship if there comes a drastic um, kind of an fall apart on the India side. They don't perform really well on the fourth test, which is not going to happen. I'm pretty sure after winning the two back-to-back tests from India side and having the confidence in the change room, I think so they are being the favorite to win this test match and go and play the finals at Lords in July. And that is the key for India to win and make sure that they are qualifying very easily into the test championship without having to talk about these scenarios where they end up being doing a draw, or they're losing this test match, which is unlikely to me. But yeah, all said done, I think so England can either add one extra batsman to their team so that they can have some cushioning at the end to make sure that they are covered on the batting side. If somebody fails on the top, they have someone either in the middle or at the end, or they go with two spinners and two pace. That's the best. And having Root doing well in this test match, he can be also a part-time spinner for them. So all in all, I feel selection would be key for England. For India, it will be key to have the same team and go ahead and perform well and take the advantage of having 2-1 in the series. They're going and winning this test match. And in the worst case, if something really drastic happens, they try to draw it. These are the only two possibilities for India. Losing, I don't think so that's going to happen until unless England does really something miraculously uh, out of out of out of the world, which is going to blow everyone's mind. Then only I think so they can win it, if they have the selection properly for this fourth test match, because it's going to be played on the same in the same stadium, but there will be a different surface for sure. uh, we will have to wait and see on the first day of the game how the pitch behaves this time, because for the third test match it started spinning in the first day itself. So most of the people were not happy with it, but end of the day, it's home advantage. India can have any kind of pitch they would like, and other than the kind of surface which are not allowed to be put in as per the ICC rules. But whatever it is what it is. They have to accept that as a team, and then let it be England or let it be India, they have to go ahead and play on those kind of surfaces when they have been given. And they have to, it was not that bad. It was really not that bad. Again, I'm saying that because I feel a lot of people are just talking about pitch and not really talking about the skills. I feel that is really important in the modern cricket, when it comes to T20, we all talk about skill, right? We never talk about pitch performing anything out over there. If a batsman goes and hits 10 sixes in an inning, we say, okay, he played a really well. He had a skill. He had a strike rate. He had good runs behind him. He was in form and all of that. Why can't we say the same thing for the bowlers? So I feel we should keep the pitch aside. Pitch is one aspect to it, but skills of both batsmen and the bowlers and the wicket keepers is all in all required to win a test match, and also to be in that position so that you can win the test match. And not everything can be achieved by pitch, I would say. It was simply skills which was performed by Indian spinners, and that's the reason India won the game. It was just a lack of applying from batsmen from both the teams batting. I feel both of them failed to apply it. It was the bowlers who performed well for England also, and it was the bowlers for India who performed well. It was just the batting, other than Crawley, then Root and Rohit Sharma and uh, Virat's cameo, all of these things, both of them, Crawley and Rohit Sharma, both of them actually scored half centuries in their first innings. So it was, you cannot score half century also if it was a bad pitch altogether. So think about it, guys, before we speak anything about pitch. There was something for skilled batsmen. If somebody applied themselves, they could have gone far ahead and could have scored an 100 also. Probably Rohit could have scored an 100, but he scored 66. It's not small number. 66 is also not small. So understand that. uh, it seems that the odd ball was spinning and the straight deliveries were kind of not being judged properly, and that's the reason most of the batsmen gave away their wickets. All in all, we will wait for the fourth test match to start, and we will cover the last. Once the game is done, we will cover what happened. We will analyze that game and also analyze the whole series, where out as a winner at the end, and where exactly uh, which team actually ended up not taking the advantage when it was given to them. And that says, I would sign off now, and we will talk again our analysis for the fourth test match at the end of next week. Till then, take care, stay, like, share, subscribe, and comment if you would like to have any more other analysis to be covered. We'll surely cover in it. Thank you so much for watching.